Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for the support thus far. It's been fantastic. I can't thank you guys enough. So in this video, I kind of wanted to go over gesture drawing again. My last video, I'm not afraid to tell you, that was probably one of the first instances of gesture drawing I've had. I think I might have practiced it like maybe 3 or so days before that. And there was a few things that I was doing, at least artwork wise, that I needed to clean up. In one of them, as you see in this video, I corrected. You're supposed to do as little strokes or the least amount of strokes possible when you're doing gesture drawing. The idea is to not use any real straight lines and to get the overall form of the figure that you're drawing. It really teaches you how to find flow in your drawings, which in turn helps you discover and create artwork that is, less blocky looking or less stiff looking. And I'll say, as somebody who doesn't really have too much experience in artwork in general, I've only been drawing for a couple years now. It's been helping me tremendously, and the amount of improvement I've seen just in this little bit of time has been fantastic for me, at least. But overall, I did want to kind of briefly go over some of the things that I've been learning during this process and how I think it could help beginning artists. So one of the big things I've learned is how you can really portray a figure in very little time, and you can do it fairly well too, and fairly accurately. For instance, in the drawing that I'm doing now, I felt like I did a pretty good job of portraying the action line of this figure. I mean, I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong. There's definitely people out there that do a much better job than me. But by drawing the spine or the inner region of this woman, the way that I did with the curve, you can actually see that she's kind of popped her hip out, and it's much different and much less stiff than my previous drawings would have been. And so much so, I was happy with it to the point where I didn't even use the remaining time. And that's something I would not have been able to do even a month ago, to be completely honest. I would have sat here and tried to work on drawings for the figures of a drawing for probably 45 minutes to like an hour, and I still would not have been very happy with it. So some of the other things that I kind of wanted to discuss were when I was watching all these videos, I also started to see this common trend within the artwork, and that is, or I guess not within the artwork, but within the discussions that I was seeing, was that people say just to basically get your bad stuff out of the way. That's the real beauty in a gesture drawing, is that when you're drawing these things and doing these gestures, and you do like I'm doing here, like maybe 30 seconds to 45-second drawings, you're able to rapid fire your way through probably. In this video, I probably only did like maybe 8 or so, but I was able to rapid fire my way through like 20, 40 pictures and drawings in less than 45 minutes, which is absurd because, like I said earlier, it was taking me 45 minutes just to get through a single drawing, and I still wasn't happy with it. It still looked stiff, and it was really disappointing, honestly. And with these, don't be a perfectionist, like I was saying in the last video, and just draw freely. Try to find the flow. And it's about you're not very invested in it because it's a stick figure. And by the time you're starting to worry about what's happening in the one that you're drawing, it's time to go to the next one, right? I think that helps as well. So I guess the few little laws that I came up with in my own brain while doing this was: 1, don't be afraid to make a mistake. 2, get through as many drawings as you can when you're doing these, unless you want to go for accuracy, which I didn't talk about. But you can do gesture drawing and do it very accurately and take maybe 20 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that and get the real form going and things like that. I would suggest, if you're a beginner, start doing what I'm doing first, because I've learned much more doing it this way than being a perfectionist and trying to get things like really perfect the first time I do it and trying to do all the muscle structures and things like that. This way right here, you're able to rapid fire your way through a whole bunch, and it's really good. So that's the second one. Practice as many as you can. Try to put it in your daily routine. I guess that's number 3 really, is put it in your daily routine. This can be your warm-up, right? You can't just go into drawing and just, I'm going to make this beautiful piece and I don't have to practice. I've heard a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people say like artwork is just like, running in the Olympics or something like that. You have to warm up first. And in order to warm up, I feel like doing gesture drawing is a good way to do that, because you start doing these nice smooth motions and it's much better that way rather than just kind of going head first. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think that those 3 things, if you're just a beginner, I feel like are good enough to really excel in your drawing, especially your gesture drawing. So get out there and practice as much as you can. The website that I'm using in this video, I believe it's called Quick Pose. Please look it up. It's fantastic. I actually was trying to do this basically in the video, in my last video, for everybody, but I found this after watching another YouTube video. So this is a great resource, and for those of you who are working like I am and in another job and you don't have time just to commit all day to your artwork, this is one of those ones where you can just look it up on your phone and you can have your little sketch pad next to you and you can kind of just go in on it for 5-10 minutes and you can get through 10 or so drawings, and it really helps improve. Thank you so much again for watching the video. Hopefully this was helpful to you. I'll probably try to move on from gesture drawing in my next video, but hopefully everything's been helpful thus far. Please try to give me feedback in the comments section below, and if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you really liked it, subscribe. And that's it. I'm Manga Mike, and I'm out.